Hello, my name is Shelby, and today I'm going to discuss about an emerging trend called video conferencing. I'm also going to compare three popular ones being used today. So, what is video conferencing? Video conferencing is a technology that allows users in different locations to hold face to face meetings without having to move to a single location together. Popular video conferencing platforms are Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams. Video conferencing allows our students in separate locations to connect in real time. With distant and remote learning taking place this academic year, video conferencing has become more widely used. The following slide contains a quick video of what video conferencing is in a little more depth.
Hi, I'm Lauren with Mitel.
And I'm Ben, here to explain video conferencing.
Video conferencing is a technology-enabled type of meeting where two or more people in different geographic locations conduct live visual conferences through the internet for the purpose of communicating and collaborating. Video conferencing software or hardware enables transmission of high-quality audio, static images, sometimes full-motion video images, and text-based messages between multiple locations. As long as they have a webcam, a desktop, laptop, or mobile phone device can be used for video conferencing.
There are two types of video conferencing: point-to-point and multi-point conferencing systems. With point-to-point conferencing systems, two people in different locations can collaborate and communicate. Multi-point conferencing systems have the ability to facilitate communication and collaboration for three or more people located in different places.
Using video conferencing, companies can lower business travel and meeting costs, shorten project times, and improve communications for remote workers and teams. It may also reduce your need for conference rooms with robust audio-video build-outs. Also, unlike audio conferencing, through live videos, the sharing of documents, visual presentations, whiteboards, and flip charts, companies are able to hold efficient meetings where team members and customers are able to exchange nonverbal communications. This results in the building of a stronger sense of community within and between companies, as well as with customers. It's easy to develop a stronger sense of familiarity with individuals when you're able to see them, even when you have never met them in person. It's also easier to identify if you have been able to satisfy a customer by just looking at her/his body language.
Mitel takes video conferencing even further. Some of the latest technologies, such as MyCollab audio-video web conferencing and MyVoice video conferencing phone, have eliminated the need to plan ahead or use a third-party service. It is now easier to initiate a video conference or collaboration session mid-meeting. With the latest video conferencing technologies, it is easier to share documents through a variety of methods like cloud-based services.
Plus, the introduction of built-in web browsers that facilitate web-based collaboration sessions can reduce or eliminate the need to have specialized devices in order to conduct a video conference.
So let's begin with Google Meet. What learning tools does Google Meet offer me as a teacher? So you can have up to 250 participants with the paid plan or up to 100 with the free plan. That's 250 students. Google Meet also supports screencasting, which it calls presenting. There's also dualness, which is where an educator can both watch his or her students and see all their screens simultaneously at the same time as they present their lesson. Google Meet also has recordings. You're able to record, which recordings are automatically saved to Google Drive. You can join the Meet by receiving a link via email. You can use your smartphone or pretty much any device. Google Meet has an app in the Apple Store and it also supports Google Play. There's a feature called Nod, hand raising, which is where students virtually raise their hand, like an emoji, pops up on the screen so the educator can see if they know the answer to the question or might have a question about the assignment. There's also live caption option you can turn on. There's also visual backgrounds. I believe at this time visual backgrounds do not include, or just ones that are included. I don't believe you can upload your own image and have that as a visual background as of today. There is now breakout rooms in Google Meet where educators can break students up and have them collaborate on assignments. There's also the chat box, which right now has no private messaging. So whatever students or educators type in the chat box, all will see that. All will see that message. The host can mute microphones. There's also a feature where you can press to talk, where you hit the space bar, which will unmute you, space it again, and that will put you back on mute. Google Meet supports Chrome extensions, and there's many extensions you can add and have your students add, which would be very helpful and help them in their distant learning success. There's so much more to Google Meet, but I'd like to move on to Zoom. So Zoom, what learning tools does Zoom offer me? Well, Zoom, actually, you can do up to 300 participants or students with the top plan or 100 with the free plan. It too, just like Google Meet, supports screencasting, but with Zoom, 2 or more can share their screen at the same time, as long as the host adapts that in the settings before the meeting begins. Recording can be done by only the host. There is virtual backgrounds, and you can even upload your own image. There's a new feature called Touch Up My Appearance, which is kind of a filter. With Zoom, there's a waiting room, which you can use if you'd like to allow students one at a time. You could greet them as if you were greeting them at the door in the morning. Zoom also is a feature that included in Zoom is a calendar integration, so you can actually integrate your Zoom meetings into your virtual calendar so you know when meetings will be coming up. There's an option to share a virtual whiteboard, which is really cool with any compatible device. And the following slide will show a quick clip on the virtual whiteboard, which is really cool. The host can mute by going to the tab at the top of the screen, and hosts can also enjoy muting many other options. They can also have mute participants as they join the meeting, so no more worries of disruption. The chat box in Zoom actually offers private messaging, so you can private message your students, or in small groups you can message them and no other students would know what you're discussing. There's also a raise the hand with the click of a button, similar to Google Meets, a little different, but pretty much the same. And there's so much more to Zoom. So like Google Meets, there is so much more to Zoom, and you will see in this quick video a demonstration of a few ways to use Zoom.
So when planning our online lessons using the ESAP framework, we have access to various tools. We have access, for example, to our platform tools. So here I'm using Zoom, as I said, and we've got various tools here. So there's the share screen option where I can share whatever I'm showing on my screen with my students. So that could be a PowerPoint presentation, it could be a Word document, or it could be my presentation tool, which comes with my course book. We also have a whiteboard. So here we can type information. We can present grammar, we can analyze form, we can highlight pronunciation features. We can also record new vocabulary, record errors, all of the things we do on a face-to-face board in the face-to-face classroom. So that's the whiteboard. We also have the chat. So this is where we can chat to everyone in the group and all students can chat to each other. So everyone can type something and everyone can see what everyone else has said. And of course, when we have students in the class, we have the option of privately chatting with students individually as well, so we can provide them with support or answer their individual questions. We also have the breakout rooms where students can go and do pair work or group work. So they can go into individual virtual rooms and I can drop in on them unannounced and monitor and assess what they're doing. So this is very good, obviously, for communicative and collaborative tasks. And there's also the opportunity for participants to raise their hands. So they can click on an icon, raise their hand, so I can see if they have a question, if they want to speak, or very useful if they finished a task, so I know that we can move on because everyone has done.
Now let's talk about Microsoft Teams, which is something new to me and interesting to learn about. So what learning tools does Microsoft Teams offer me as a teacher? Well, you can have up to 300 participants in one team meeting. Microsoft Teams comes with the professional Microsoft 365 account, which would include your access to Word, Office, Excel, and more. Just like the following two video conferencing, Microsoft Teams actually supports screencasting. You can actually share files with your class. You can quickly access PowerPoint presentations, present your virtual whiteboard, and more. You can also record your Teams meeting and it's saved within the cloud. There are also breakout rooms. And as for virtual backgrounds, you can upload your own image and there's an option called blurred background, which is similar to the other platforms, but is also a great feature, I think. The host can remove unwanted attendees, and can designate presenters and participants. There's also what Microsoft Teams calls virtual lobby, which I believe is similar to the Zoom like waiting room where the hosts will have people come in and out. Chat with participants can chat before and after meetings. There's live captions. You can raise their hand with the click of a button, and there's so much more. So is video conferencing beneficial in education? Yes. Some of the many examples would be it's cost effective. Many students can get the benefit of multiple field trips without having to spend that money on buses and stuff like that. Creates a global village, draws people together from all walks of life in all countries. It can take classrooms, their studies beyond the physical classroom. It makes dreams a reality. That's when you can do virtual tours and experiences that maybe your students would never actually physically get to do. It's very enrichment. These experiences bring a lesson, enhances the standard curriculum, and gives students a more complex understanding of the whole world. So as we're in our digital world now and we continue, I believe that video conferencing isn't going anywhere, and I think that it's a great tool to use within the classroom. Thank you so much for watching my video.